Developing a core value system, I think, is one of the most important things that any man can do in any phase of his life. And it starts with auditing yourself with honesty. Start a list of priorities. What really matters most to you? When we were talking earlier about how you don't have infinite resources and you don't have infinite infrastructure, what really is most important to you? Are you a provider? Are you a protector? Are you, what is your role? What are you good at? What do you love to do? What do you want to be able to do? If you want to be a protector, but you do not know how to protect, we can teach you how to protect. If you want to be a provider, but you're having financial struggles or financial difficulty, we can teach you how to become more financially literate or have more fiduciary responsibility. That was something that I struggled with for a long time because I had lived with suicidal ideation for so long that I didn't care about savings because I didn't plan to be around long enough to actually need the money for anything. But I was very dedicated to being a protector, so my application of violence was up and right, but my responsibility with money was down and low. So when I wanted to be a provider and a protector, I hate to break to you guys, but being a provider and protector doesn't just mean you'll slay dragons and fight bad guys. It also means being able to pay for food and groceries and your mortgage and your rent and medical bills and when your child needs new skates for hockey. So being able to be a provider is just as important as being able to be a protector, and those two things need to be in line with one another. But I think it's very important to identify what your core values are, what your core provisions are. What is it that you want to be able to provide for your family or your loved ones so that you can protect what matters most? Identify what those are. I would say come up with 3 of them. So for me, it's I love my family and will do absolutely anything to do them. I have a job where I help good people make bad things better. And I want to help other people who were in the similar circumstances that I was once in to transition from surviving to thriving. Because when I was going through my turmoil, there was a lot of people I knew who were hurting, and there was a lot of people I knew who had taken their own life, but I didn't know anyone who had found a framework that worked for them, that allowed them to go from trauma to triumph. And so those are my three pillars that I live my life by. Those are the 3 things that I protect: my family, my job, and my passions.
And what happens to you when you are so clear? What's the compounding effect in your life?
The number one biggest takeaway was once I found myself in alignment, 2 things became very clear. One is I removed should from my decision making. Should no longer became a factor. There is what I want to do and there is what I have to do. Oh, I should do this because this will make someone else do whatever. That's a choice that I can make, but it is not an influential factor in my decision making. The second thing is once I did find myself in alignment, I don't let anything fuck with my flow. Anything that is not a value add is gone. And that means your circle is going to get smaller. That means you're going to lose some people along the way. On your road to self-mastery, on your road to becoming the best possible version of who you are going to find that much like a diet, if you want to start eating healthy, you're not going to have so many Twinkies in your life. Which isn't to say that Twinkies aren't, great, but listen, I still have a thing of Skittles on my desk, but I am in choice now about when I want to eat those Skittles. I still have a bar behind me, even though I was a functional alcoholic for a long time. I can't tell you the last time any of those bottles were touched because I am now in choice about those things. Those things are not in control of me. And once you get yourself into alignment, once you get yourself into a absolute no bullshit, these are my core principles, you will abide by those like your life depends on it. And it won't always be easy. The best way I can think about it that is kind of like a narrative framing device is I remember Jerry Seinfeld talking about a time when he was an early comic and he wanted to be a really good joke writer. And one of his mentors, I can't remember who it was, came to him and said, go out and get yourself a calendar that has all the days of the year on it and write a joke every day. And on the day you write a joke, put an X on that day. He's like, at first you're going to get maybe 1 X. The next time maybe you're going to skip a day. Then you're going to have 2 or 3 X's. Eventually you're going to get to a time where you're going to have so many X's that you're not going to want to mess up with that flow. And it's going to be the same way for you. You're going to have these core principles, and you're going to fall, you're going to stumble, you're going to fail. But then the next day, you're going to get it a little bit further, and you're going to get a little bit further until those habits become routine. Those routines become, part of your being, and just kind of having that narrative framing in your advice that, like, listen, you are going to stumble, you are going to falter, you are going to fail, but with each step you take, you are getting exponentially closer to the man you want to be. And am I the man I want to be? No, because the man I want to be is still like 5 or 10 years ahead of me, but he's a hell of a lot better than the man I was 10 years ago. And if I can do it, you can too.